Hello, everyone. This is Kathleen, and thank you for joining me today for a flip through of my design team project for June. This is the Vintage Paris digital kit from Stacy's Stories on Etsy. Stacy Belts is the designer, and she has done a really beautiful job with this Paris kit. And I chose this kit this month because I needed, another journal to take to the festival, and it's always helpful to get a head start, kind of, with using a digital kit. So thanks very much to Stacy for this lovely kit this month. So this is just a really nice sized journal. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and it has a 1-inch spine. So it's not too big. It has 2 signatures though, and feels really good. I've used a recycled hardcover book and put this really beautiful vintage lace on the spine, and used some of the digitals from the kit in this collage here on the front. I have this is a sticker underneath this metal book plate, and I've used some glossy accents on that as well, and then just done my usual button and bead closure. So let's go inside and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, on the inside cover I did some stenciling here in the back, and then I've just made this large library pocket. I've made some embossed paper here and just used one of Stacy's labels as kind of a book plate on the inside. A couple butterflies stickers there. This is one of the tags, and I have put that on this initial page. This is some original French ephemera, 1932 it looks like. I don't read French, sadly. If Alice were here, she could tell me what it says, but it is kind of a pretty piece of original ephemera, and I've just tucked that here in the front. So I just have my regular papers. Here's another tag with some seam binding on a bow for journaling, and I've just made this image into a pocket. This also has a little bit of a die cut right there in the corner. This is some vintage lace, and I have done a running stitch along the edge there. This is some vellum paper, so it's a little bit translucent. This is, I can't remember the paper pad, but it's some scrapbook paper, a gold foil, and very pretty, I think, with the images in this kit. This is a postcard from the kit, and I have grunged it. Yeah, just to make it look very old and grungy. Some smushing hand dye on this paper. I used, let me see if I can think. Yeah, I used Abandoned Coral Distress ink to do that, along with coffee. This came to me in some Happy Mail, so I'm not sure who made it. It's possible that my daughter-in-law Kate made it, because she sent me some things, but I can't say for sure. It has some pretty lace on it, and then this is just another sheet of scrapbook paper. So this is what we call a floating pocket. And this is an image from the kit. All of the images that I've used, other than stickers or things like that, have come from the kit. Made a belly band with that one, and this is one of the page images, and I have handwritten this. Supposedly it says, "I love Paris in the springtime," and I've just folded and crinkled and done some water damage for this. And tuck behind there. Some pretty fiber here on the edge. This is a peekaboo pocket, and I have just again grunged up this paper. It was a vintage typewriter set of papers. That just fits kind of tightly behind there. Yeah, I did some embossing here on that pretty gold foiled paper, and then these are images from the kit. A book page, a little lace tuck, and this is a vintage sticker. I thought that image looked very Parisian, so hopefully, and some stationery, vintage stationery. Oops, writing, lots of writing room. This is some scrapbooking paper that I have distressed a little, and another peekaboo pocket with images from the ephemera. This is a die cut of some gold glitter paper. There's a flip out. I did some napkin decoupage and stamping on this image. This is a vintage postcard or some kind of a card. I just ended up kind of distressing it with some ink. A little bit of lace there. Here's the other side of that pretty parchment. This is a book page. I hand dyed this to match these colors, and then scrunched it there on the side. Sari silk. This page is an antique ledger, and I put a little bit of washi tape and used this image here, did some embossing on this. This is a book page from the end papers. I like to use those when I can. This is from a deconstructed journal, and some shorts, some manuscript paper, some of the ephemera images. This is a map of Paris, antique image of some kind. This is one of the beautiful images from the Paris kit. I really love that. Those pretty roses. And I've used some of my very favorite antique lace here on the edge. One of the ephemera pieces and another one. And I have just done some stamping. This piece is another bit of ephemera, real ephemera, that's French. 1876 is the date on it. So just a little journaling paper there. Some texture paste. One of the pretty tag images. And some scrapbooking paper. This is from the kit. Pretty color. It turned out really nice. Sometimes, you know, you wonder if the printer will do a good job. This is one of the images also on a journaling paper. And I have only a couple sheets of this left, but I thought this would go so well in this book. An embossed rose on this vintage stationery. And on this, I cut this image in half and put half as a tuck and then the other as a journal card. And I tried to kind of match the lace behind on this page image. on the journal card. Here's the center of the signature. This is just, I got a package of these document cards in the thrift store and just kind of fussy cut around that and have used it here. This is a piece of vintage wallpaper, like the border, and I have grunged up that. This is the same page as the front, and I just did some water staining and some ink smushing and just created a journaling paper for that tuck. Here's the other side of that pretty page. This is one of the ephemera cards and another map of Paris, I believe. Yes, it says Paris. And this is some handmade paper that I have made into a journal paper. A friend of mine made this, and she moved and gave me several sheets of it. She didn't want to move it, and I'm so thrilled to have it. And I've just put this little fiber cluster here in the corner. Here's some more of that pretty kind of roughly trim on that page. A little fold over pocket tuck and some lace on this pretty image. There's the other side of that folded pocket, and I've just created this inked card journal tag. Used some vintage handmade crochet lace. It came off a napkin, and a pretty tab up there at the top. Here is that beautiful, really lovely antique hand crocheted trim. I don't have very much of that left either, but I just thought the color matched so well with this. This is another of the ephemera images, and I've done some texture paste there. There's my little short set. And finally this last, there's two of them. Yeah, the last page is that ledger again. Then I've made one last tuck with this tag, and this is an avocado dyed paper and just one of those little notes that you hang on the fridge. Yeah, pretty roses on this, so that goes behind there. And then the back has been stenciled as well. And there's the back. And that's this journal, the Paris journal. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will put the link to this pretty digital kit down in the description box, and hope you'll go and check out Stacy's Kits on Etsy. Thanks for being with me. We'll see you again.